Hello friends, I Professor Bhavit Kumar M. Kataria welcomes you into the video series of operating system and we are learning unit number 1 introduction. Before today we have discussed three different sessions. In our last session we have discussed basic functions of operating system and interaction of OS. So guys, if you are still remain to watch that video of basic functions and interaction of OS, so you can click on I button and watch that video and come back here to understand today's topic is hardware architecture and system calls. So first we will discuss different types of hardware architecture followed by the different operating system, and then after we will discuss what is system call. So let's start with the architecture of OS. So generally there are three types of architectures: microkernel structures, monolithic structure and layered architecture. In earlier days, one simple architecture was followed by some operating systems, but today's that simple architectures not in use. So right now we are not discussing that simple architecture. We are directly going to start from the microkernel and monolithic structure. So let's see about the microkernel and monolithic kernel. So if you will look clearly about this figure, so as per the name microkernel, here kernel space is very much smaller as compared to monolithic kernel, and as per the name monolithic kernel, here kernel space is very wide as compared to microkernel. So that is a key difference between microkernel architecture and monolithic kernel architecture. So hope you are able to watch the key difference between both type of architecture. Now let's discuss what are the impacts on operating system by making this type of difference. So as per our earlier discussion, what is the role of kernel? So kernel is an intermediary between application softwares and hardware architecture. Whenever user want to access any type of application softwares, and suppose these application softwares are in execution, and during this execution if application software requires to access any type of hardware from the computer system, so at that time application software will access these hardwares through the kernel. So that is the main role of kernel in operating system. In short, people are saying kernel is the heart of operating system. Why? Because kernel is a very much powerful part of operating system. So let's see here, if we will make a very wide kernel space, so we are able to include all these things in kernel space. Like here you are looking the system calls, IPC, file system, scheduler, virtual memory, device driver, dispatcher, all these things included into the kernel side. It means we are expanding the kernel space. As per our earlier discussion, we have discussed user mode and kernel mode also. User have their own separate user space as well as operating system have their own kernel space. Get it? So here we are expanding the kernel space. At that time we have discussed with the same division in terms of user mode and kernel mode. But right now here we are changing the space of user and kernel. Here we are increasing the space of kernel. It means we are giving a name that is monolithic kernel. Get it? So if you will look, so we can include more number of functionalities into the kernel side. If you will look about the microkernel, so here we are reducing the space of kernel and we are increasing the space of user side. So it means we are allocating more functionality to the user. So user will get more space here. So what are the impacts on operating system? If suppose here we will think according to monolithic kernel. So whenever context switching require from one process to another process, or one functions to another function. So here everything is in common space, so we can reduce the context switching. It means in terms of monolithic kernel, there is less number of context switching. But if we will look about the microkernel architecture, so here some of the things are given to the user side and extract from the kernel side. So whenever number of process is in execution, so here it will require more number of context switching. Whenever one process is in execution and we want to switch it over our processor to the another process, so it will require more number of context switching because more number of functionalities are given to the user side. So that is the key difference here. It will require more number of context switching. Here it will require less number of context switching. Another thing, due to the wide kernel space, here we are getting the fastest execution. It means this type of operating system will work very much faster as compared to here. Get it? So that is one more key difference. Another thing, whenever we will look about the security and system crash, so if in terms of monolithic type of kernel, whenever there is any type of interrupt or trap or any loopholes in security, so there is maximum chance to crash the entire system. Whereas if we will look about the microkernel, so according to the any type of trap or interrupt or any loopholes in security, there is less chance to crash the entire system because whenever crash is occurred, so it will affect the less number of portion because here kernel space is very narrow. So these are the all about the microkernel and monolithic kernel architecture. As per common discussion, people are thinking like Windows is using microkernel and Linux is using monolithic kernel, but somewhere Linux is but obvious using monolithic kernel architecture. But I will not say Windows is using totally microkernel. Before the Windows 98, Windows was using the simple architecture of operating system, and after Windows 98, what are the latest operating system arrived by the Windows? So these operating systems are using microkernel as well as somewhere that is a hybrid or combination of microkernel and monolithic kernel. Same thing if we will look about the mobile operating system. So Android is following the monolithic type of architecture. It means Android is following the Linux type of architecture. And if we will look about the Mac OS, so Mac OS is generally using the Mac OS is not using the monolithic type of architecture, but Mac OS is using Darwin technology. So that is a totally different approach of kernel. Same thing, we will discuss one more type of architecture here, that is the layered approach. If we will look about the layered approach, so everything is described into the layer. If suppose if I will explain you with the one non-technical example, like you are a student, so everything is settled down into the layered approach. Like whenever you are learning anything or any topic or any subject, so you are learning from the subject in charge. For any type of documentary work or any other works like your attendance, uh, your semester exams, or some another things, you are in interaction with your class counselor. So whatever the circulars are arriving from the institute or university, or a class counselor is forwarding to you. So that is one more layer above the subject in charge, that is class counselor. Then after, head of department. If you have any queries, any doubts, if you require any kind of help, so you are also contacting your head of department if your issue or doubts are not going to be solved by class counselor. So that is one more layer. Above the head of department, there is a principal or a director, sir. So you can go up to the top level also. So this thing is a layered architecture. Same thing in terms of operating system. All of the functionalities are arranged into the different layer, like memory management, input output management, file management, process management, file management. We can arrange all type of functionalities in layered also. So that is a layered type of architecture in operating system. So guys, if you have any queries regarding to the architecture of OS and system call, you can ask your queries into the comment box. Write me your all of the queries. I will try my best to answer your queries. Whatever the way you are looking into the figure, that is a way towards the Pangong Lake, which is nearest to the China border. And as per we know, there is a very critical situation in today's time in between the India and China. So we have to think about the other options about the Chinese product look like whatever the softwares, web browsers, applications we are using. So somewhere we are using some of the Chinese softwares and applications. So we should move to the Indian browsers, Indian softwares, Indian websites, or it should be the other than China. So that is the one clear cut message towards the China, and that is our uh, primary responsibility to service about our country. Hope you will look about my message. Our next topic, that is system call. So if we will look about the system call, so whenever user want to access any functionality from the operating system, so user is accessing through the different types of applications. So whenever applications are in execution and application require any type of hardware or other resources from the computer system, so application softwares are accessing these resources via kernel, as per we have discussed in our earlier topic. So whenever application software are accessing anything from the kernel space, so everything is accessible through the system call. For each and every functionality, there is need to generate a system calls. Like you are learning in classroom, and if you have any doubt, so you will ask to your teacher or professor by raising your hand, like I have this doubt in this content. So you are raising a call. Same thing, whenever application softwares are accessing any type of features or functionality from the kernel space or operating system, so it will generate a system call. So each and every functionality is accessed by a system call. For example, you are preparing a MS Office document like in Word. So whenever you are preparing your project report or any kind of report in Word document, and after preparing your report, suppose you want to need to print it out. So there is need to requirement of printer. So whenever you will put a command after preparing entire report, Control P, so application software, it means Microsoft Word require the printer. So it will ask to the MS Office will ask to the kernel to produce a printer. So there is need to generate one system call for accessing the printer. Same thing, each and every task is carried out by the system call, and different system calls are available for the different functionalities. Same thing, whenever you will change the operating system, so system call is again going to be changed. Different kind of operating system have their different system calls. You can search in detail why for look like for this any functionality which kind of system calls are available. So you will found many different system calls. Hope you are understanding very well about the architecture of operating system and system call. Into the our unit of introduction, there is one last session is remain, and that is all about the types of operating system. So in our next session, we will discuss various types of operating system.